Okay, welcome back. Today's video is all about sound, like things that make sound, or maybe things that have cassette tape, whatever. But let's get into it. So I guess I'll start with this one first. A little hard to move things out of the way. There's a lot on here, so I'll start off with this right here. This is a Sears solid state cassette recorder, auto shut off, dual power. And this is from somewhere like the mid to late 70s, like 75 or something, to I can't remember what. One thing to look for is solid state. So Sears solid state, that was a type of like branding they put on their products, and that was for things that didn't use vacuum tubing technology. So like back in the 60s and 50s and all that, you had vacuum tubing and like radios and things that played sound. I'm not exactly sure what vacuum tubing did, but that is solid state meant that I didn't have any of that in there. Anyway, so this actually does work. I need to find a cord. I wish I could find a cord before the video started. I couldn't find one, but it does actually work. But here is some different specs. I don't know how well my camera can read that. My camera has a hard time reading print sometimes. It says model number 564.21671400. For parts and service, always give the above model number. Sears, Roebuck and Company, made in Korea. Very interesting. And this thing, if I get the battery compartment off, it actually can go between battery or cord. And this thing takes, I think, 5. Is it C batteries? Yeah, because I think D's are the largest size out of the two. It takes 5 C batteries, which is kind of a lot of batteries. But I actually don't have those batteries right now. If I find the cord or get batteries for it, I'll do an updated video to show how it works and everything. But up front here on the front, you have of course, the eject button. So you put your tape in there. There's all kinds of people who. Well, there's a. I don't know if you can see the tape heads right down there. A little hard to see that. From my view, I can see it. I wish I had I do have a flashlight in here so you can see. A little hard to see down in there, but you can see because the door doesn't open up all the way. But yeah, this is for making cassettes or playing with cassettes too. You can play cassettes back. Very cool. You have a record button, a rewind, fast forward, play. Whoops, you can't see it on the thing. Record, rewind, fast forward, play, and stop. Tone and volume. A condenser mic, and a, I guess, counter here for maybe minutes you record. I'm not sure what that's for, but very cool. If anybody's wondering, curious, you can get to power this by cord. You can either use a DC 7.5 volt or an AC input. So very cool. But yep, mid to late 70s. You can tell by like the wood grain look on the speaker. Very cool. Okay, next we have is this, I'm pretty sure late 70s Zenith. Whoops, that's sliding on the table. Mid to late 70s Zenith solid state. Oh, I guess it wasn't just a Sears thing. Never mind. I don't know what I said earlier. But a Zenith solid state electronic radio and clock. And that's actually real time. It's 11:32 p.m. and I'm filming this video. But so that keeps pretty good time actually. And there's a dimmer switch too. I can push this and the clock will get dimmer. So if you actually have it like in your room and it's too bright or something like that, you use that. And the radio does actually work. So now the radio is playing copyrighted music, so I don't want to like get in any kind of trouble with that. So I'll just barely play a beginning of it or something. But let's see. There you go. See, it played some music. But there is, however, a place for an antenna back on the back. I don't actually have an antenna on this, but you can put an antenna on here, I'm pretty sure, if you wanted to. And let's see. This does have an alarm. I have not actually heard the alarm, but I know that there's a switch up here. It says, well, there's, I guess it's hard to see. It says display, advanced, fast, slow. That's like if you set the clock. There's time set, run, and alarm set. So it does have an alarm. I haven't actually played around with the alarm yet on this thing, so I don't exactly know like how to do that. And like what to do and what not to do. But there's a sleep switch up there. Yeah, I think you can have the radio come on as the alarm. That's right. Also an AM station. I was on FM just in AM and FEC. I mean AFC. I mean, and there's tone and loudness. Circle of sound. Very interesting. Let's see on the bottom here. It says Zenith Radio Corporation. Zenith Circle of Sound. Model number R472. A bunch of other cool stuff. The radio certified certificate. Standard C22.2 number 1 norm radio D962747. Printed in Canada. There's also some more stuff up here that's not colored in. Made in Korea. So both these, the cassette recorder and this are both made in Korea. Very cool. Very interesting. But that is the real time. 11:34. But that's pretty good. Pretty good find here, and for my collection here. But yeah. All right, moving on. I don't want to knock this off the table, but moving on. All right, so here we go. Well, this is one of the jam boxes, boom boxes from the 80s. It's the Toshiba AM/FM stereo radio cassette recorder, and the model is RT-130S, made in Japan. This actually does work. It's been used quite a bit, so I need a cord for it because the batteries are really corroded, and I'll show the batteries in a second. They're really corroded, but it does actually work. It has some trouble trying to whatever. Probably not. I probably won't be able to show it this video though because I don't have a cord for it right now. I'll probably need to update a video when I get a cord for this and a cord for the recorder over here. But for right now, I'll just kind of show it all as here. Let's see. There's the cassette. Door opens up. As you can see, it's extremely dusty and down in there. Really dirty and dusty down in there, but that's to be expected. Because it is from the 80s. I'm pretty sure I read that was from like early 80s, like maybe 83, maybe. I can't remember exactly. But so don't like quote me on that. If anybody knows, anything about, actually, if anybody knows anything about anything like the clock radio or anything that I didn't mention or that I may have, messed up on by saying the year it came out, let me know down in the comments down below. But there is a tone knob, a balance knob, a volume knob. There is a switch. It looks like the switch is gone. It's for stereo wide, mode/beats. A stereo wide, stereo or mono. Here's an AM, FM or radio, AM, FM switch, and the bottom switch is either radio off or tape. So looks like when I was playing with this a couple months ago, I had it on FM. Here's the little tuning knob. And you can see the little tuning indicator up there. But that's pretty cool. Let's see. And then on the back, here's the back right here. There it is. It's a little hard to see. It's Toshiba RT-130S. And it's got some other things here. There's a cord for the AC power. Like I said, that actually does work. 120 volts, plug into regular like wall socket or whatever. And you find me a cord for that. Actually, I'm pretty sure the same cord that'll fit this will fit the tape recorder too, if I find one. But here's something interesting. I guess the last time that this was been in my family and my dad's family actually, they used to build houses, and so this is probably out on some of the sites. They built houses, and you can see the last time that was used, they used some batteries and they corroded in here. But it's actually pretty cool to see. It's really old batteries. So I mean, they have alkaline batteries nowadays, but they don't look like this. So in some ways, it's almost like if I got rid of these batteries, I'd be getting rid of some history. But I understand corroded batteries are pretty messy sometimes. Actually, they're all the time messy. So, but very nice, very cool. But oh, also there's a place for an antenna. The antenna is actually not on this radio. I don't know what happened to it. It may have just been taken off, but I think it'd go right there where that hole is, or maybe that screw or something like that. So probably what would happen actually is it was on the screw, and there's a little thing that do not remove this screw except for antenna replacement. Okay, so yeah, the antenna did go right here, and of course it probably collapsed down. And then and laid, and like we weren't using it, lay across the top of the radio. But very cool. Certainly been broken in, but hey, it's got character to it. Got character. And of course, these buttons down here, we got a from left to right. We got a stop or eject, a record, rewind, play, fast forward, or pause. It's a soft touch operation, and there is a thing that says two-way speaker, and actually the stop, like the functions, these buttons, are actually written down here below. It's kind of faded and worn off. I don't know how well the camera can pick that up, but it's written there. But yeah, handle's still pretty solid. I mean, you know, handle not that heavy. I mean, it's not as like light as some things are, but it's not as heavy as you'd think, because speakers, they have a magnet in them, and those can add up. Those can put a lot of weight on whatever you have. Like a guitar amp, that's got a magnet on the speaker there, and boy, those things can be really heavy. So pretty cool. Let me see if I can move this back over here, and I'll go through the last thing. Okay, this is the last thing in this video. This is an SR 2100 series jam box, boombox, whatever. And I do actually have the antenna open on. There it is, right on up. There's the top of it right there. And this thing works. It's actually it plays pretty good actually. It's gonna be on radio first, and like I say, it's gonna be copyrighted, so I won't play very much of this. But just to let you know, it works.
100.9.
So it does work. That's actually the station that 100.9. But as you can see, where it's tuned into. But yeah, and then a little difference between that radio over there and this one is that the buttons and the controllers are on the top of this one, and over there it's on the front. I think this came out in the early 80s. I think maybe even more earlier than that one over there, maybe like 81 or something. And let me close the antenna down before that gets bent. I was actually reviewing a 1966 walkie-talkie recently, and that thing had long antenna too, and I was just careful about moving that around with the antenna open because I'm afraid to be broken off or something like that. So always beware where your antennas are. But let me flip this on around. So this thing can also be battery operated or cord operated. Right now it's on battery. It's actually got a built-in cord, I'm pretty sure. I think it's actually the same compartment as the batteries. I'm not sure. I'll get to that in just a minute and see. But yep, on the back here we got some things that say different specs here. Sears Roebuck and Co. Company, whatever. Made in Singapore. Let's see, model number 564.21931350. Let's see. The handle oops, I don't know if, oops, I gotta turn the camera up so you can see this. The handle opens and closes. That same one, it did the same thing that over there. It opened and closed, just like this one. Let's see. Is this? Yeah, here's the battery compartment. I'll open this up right here. Here we go. Yep. I have actually used both of them, and both these work. The cord right over there, and then the batteries over here. It takes looks like 5. What are these? D batteries. 5 D batteries, which is pretty good. Most things back there are like most big things back there are on D batteries. You don't really see those as often today as you used to. Of course, I wasn't around back then in the 80s. I wish I was, but I wasn't. So only people who are from the 80s can actually make that claim. But I tend to think I am because I have a lot of 80s stuff. I like the 80s too. let's see. Let me show you all the buttons up here. So on the and the knobs, the left over here is the volume knob, and you spin that left or right to either increase the volume or decrease the volume. Then you have a tone knob that will either increase or decrease the tone. Here's the switch for the on or off, either the radio on the up position or when the radio goes off, it's in the tape position. Here is all the buttons for the tape player. There's stop, eject, fast forward, play, rewind, record. Here is the switch between, oh wait, it says, let's see, AM, FM, 2-band stereo radio cassette. I guess it talks about like this, what the kind of radio this is. There's the difference between AM and FM, the switch there. And here's a tuning knob for the radio. Just like the other one, you can see the tuning knob goes back and forth. I can tune in on whatever station I want. And actually, here's, I didn't show this to, here we go. There's that, opens up. And you can see down in there. Very nice. And actually, since this actually has batteries in it, you can actually see that the little, what are they, spinners? Tape spinners? Move, actually. So like, if I hit play, that was spinning. Look at that. And you hit stop and hit rewind. The other one spins. So this all works here. But yeah. Very cool. I'm trying to think. I know once I end this video, I'm gonna think of something else I should have said. But I guess that could be if I remember anything else or get a cord for this tape recorder over here and that radio, I can do an updated video and everything. But yeah, I actually this radio here, I use this quite a bit sometimes. It's actually when I first got this radio, I could finally fulfill my dream of doing something that I've always wanted to do. I've seen a lot of videos of people who walk around with these things in the 80s. They'll have on their shoulders, they walk around like this. And so now I can finally fulfill my dream of actually feeling how that feels to walk around with a radio on my shoulder. There we go. Very cool. 11:46. I guess now you can keep track of, or keep time of how long it took this video to film, couldn't you? But yeah, very cool. Just more things in my collection I have. Well, actually, I still, I actually, the clock here, this is actually set up, well, it's set up in here now, right now for the video, but I had it set up in the living room. And it's actually using it for a clock. Of course, I can move it around to my bedroom or whatever like that if I wanted to. And once I find a cord or some batteries for this tape recorder and a cord for that over there, that radio right over here, and maybe if I get the alarm figured out in this thing, which shouldn't be that hard really, figure I'll do an updated video. But we're nearing 20 minutes, I think, for a video, so I don't want to run it too long. But yeah, so we got the tape decks open up on every single one of these things. That's pretty cool. But anyway, I guess with that being said, have a great day. Take it away, Hayden. Have a great day. Be seeing you.